Alright guys, I'm shooting from the hip here. This video freaking sucks. I think I haven't done many gun videos in like a year or two because of this situation. I freaking hate this. Let's talk about ARs, guys, and our background with pew-pews, okay? I didn't do anything super special. I was an infantryman. I was airborne. I did a combat deployment. I worked as a driver. I worked as a scout pretty much. I spent a lot of time up on OPs. I got my CIB. I received and returned small arms fire. I've received a crap load of indirect fire for sure. And, doggone it. And I was pretty good at shooting. I got my gold shoots and snare. And, you know, I'm really good at zeroing. So at one point we had this guy that came in from Ranger Bat, and if he came into us from Ranger Bat, it probably means that he was a reject in Ranger Bat. But he was a specialist. I think his name was Jenkins, and I almost got into a fight with him because he took so long to zero, because he did the typical mandated, like, do 3 clicks. And I just was so pissed behind him that he was wasting my whole day because we had to all get in line. And I'd get up there on my ACOG and I'd back 73 clicks at a time, and I'd be zeroed in like 2 or 3 shots, all right? So all of this to say, we are here to talk today about this. A lot of people would look at this and think of this as a Gucci rifle. And the point of today's videos for all of the people who have a short attention span is the closer that you can get to mil-spec standard, the safer you're going to be. And looking cool on Instagram does not equate to being cool. And just to add another sidebar to that, I was talking to James Yeager, or maybe this was in his class, maybe it was in Way of the Pistol, I don't know. He's talking about all of the people who ruin their Glocks with just trying to trick them out and put all of these stupid parts into them and stuff. And he said at one point he specifically had a student with a whole bunch of titanium parts, and he ripped all the parts out of the guy's gun. He put OEM parts back into it. The guy shot a drill, everything ran fine, and he smashed all of the guy's titanium parts. And everybody's gonna be like, I'd beat James Yeager's behind if he did that to my Gucci Glock. No, you wouldn't. You would say thank you, because this guy learned a lesson, because his crap wasn't running because of all the aftermarket Gucci bull crap that he put into it. And he learned how a freaking gun should run, and he learned how to shoot it, and he learned he learned in a very affordable way how stupid a lot of this crap is. Here we are today. I'm good at zeroing a rifle. I've been once again zeroing this AR with the Leo takedown kit. We've got the Deadfoot Arms SCW 2.5. I actually haven't done the long-term review on this because I haven't felt comfortable to do it. And we might have some things to fix coming up here with it. I would not blame them because this is a first-gen unit. So Lord willing, we can get this thing squared away. We have a Tennessee Arms Company nylon lower, and everybody's like, oh, doggone nylon lowers ain't good for nothing but attack on 22. That thing will blow. Look, I ran this through fighting rifle. I ran 2 rifles with these nylon lowers through fighting rifle. I've ran them for thousands of rounds, and I've had no issues with my particular ones that I have so far, except one thing I will. Some of my safeties are kind of annoying. They kind of wiggle waggle a little bit. Some of them are better than others. It's been a lower thing for me, so, you know, whatever. I really don't freaking care. Guys, like my free float, like, don't get a free float rail videos. Everybody gets all mad when they watch them, and they miss the whole point of the video. Because they can't pay attention and they hear what they want to hear. All right, so this also goes into who you buy your stuff from. One of the guns that I've ran at Tactical Response has this nylon lower from Tennessee Arms Company, and it has a Bear Creek Arsenal upper. And I ran it just like that, and it performed fantastic through the class. And I'm not here to tell you that Bear Creek Arsenal is good or that they are bad. I'm not here to bash them or to lift them up. But what I am here to say is that when you have a doggone pinned gas block, a pinned front sight post, you get rid of a lot of potentials for error. So if you Jaegerize your rifle, you've got a properly staked castle nut, and you have a pinned doggone front sight post, and you have a properly staked gas key, or you properly stake it, if you know what to look for with a couple of these things, and you are running a 14.5 to 16-inch barrel with a carbine length gas system, and you don't touch anything, chances are really, 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 really high that you'll never have an issue. Super high. Carry an extra bolt, carry an extra firing pin. These are like brake pads. They are a wear item. They do have a lifespan. Your barrel has a lifespan. Most of the people that talk a big game about their Gucci rifle, whatever brand, I'm not even going to come out here to name any names of brands, but you know, they'll never shoot out a barrel, and they'll never take a training class, and they'll sit here and they'll go on forums and they'll share opinions that they've gotten from their favorite influencers, but they'll never actually really shoot their guns. Speaking of your favorite influencers, I hate that every influencer's sold out and bought and paid for. I sure do love Grand Thumb and Brandon Herrera. Look, why don't we see more grassroots, honest gun reviews and modifications with things like the SCW and the Leo takedown? Well, it's simple. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars into this. All of the monies, all right? Deadfoot Arms did give me a discount on this, and that does not mean that I will not take a dump on them. It just doesn't. Leo Takedown, they gave this takedown kit to me for free. My videos on that have been consistently negative so far, and I want them to be positive. I'm going to be honest. And I want this thing to hold a freaking 0. And I still have hundreds of dollars in this, not to mention hundreds of dollars in ammo, in testing. And your regular people working a job are not going to do that and give you that information. I'm out here, I'm doing this for me and sharing it with you. People are not going to do that. I have a Cry Havoc quick takedown kit. What's considered to be the really cool takedown kit. And this has been such a negative. I think I meant to do that video for years. I was all pissed off about this. I think, like, mentally I'm so burnt out from the amount of frustration that I've had that I haven't gotten to that. And I actually paid him for the kit. He sent it to me. I paid him for it afterwards because I was so frustrated that I hadn't done it and I hadn't held up my part of our deal. I did tell him from the very beginning, if it's not good, I'm going to tell everybody. If I have problems, I'm going to tell everybody. That's the way it's going to be. He didn't care. He sent it to me. He trusted me. I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, so I paid him for it, but he had no hesitation. He had trust in his product to get it out to me despite that. Leo Takedown, I told them, like, look, I do honest reviews. If it's not good, I'm going to tell people. Now, what all of this is to say here, guys, the priority should be the training and the experience. So I have a good bit of training. I have a good bit of experience. This is an experiment for me and not a necessity. This is AR number who knows how many. This is not my go-to home defense, fight the world. It's not anything like that. Now, I did want this to be my go-to, throw it into a freaking lunchbox gun, because I could break this down into like an 11-inch container. So I didn't want it to do that, but I don't trust it to do that right now. And all of this to say, guys, if you are following the next thing to buy, it's all about these shill channels are being paid to review products. Like Grand Thumb just got out of Leviathan Group, but companies pay Leviathan Group huge sums of money to have products reviewed or advertised. And how that works with each influencer, I'm sure, is different. I'm sure a lot of these guys are good guys, but either they're going to get paid and get the product, or they're going to get their channel pushed out. They're going to get the numbers. They're going to get past the YouTube bullcrap. If YouTube takes a dump on them in their channel, I'm sure they've got lawyers to send YouTube a letter saying, hey, we will freaking sue you. And YouTube then probably fixes the problem, right? But you lose objectivity with all of that. And your flannel daddy is always out here in new and fresh and clean gear. You notice that? He's always got, what do you call it? His drip is always clean. He's always got the new thing. He's always pushing the new trend. Like, I always thought DNC was, I don't hate the guy. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do not hate the guy. But he's, you know, like, I liked DNC and would wear DNC like way before it was cool. I grew up wearing DNC and Alpenflage for various things that I did. And then all of a sudden it's cool and you can't buy it and you wear it. And now I'm like, man, I don't want to wear it anymore. It's, I don't know, gross. But his crap's always clean. And dude, he got medically discharged. He's in a situation much like myself. He injured his neck. I injured my neck. We had some back and forth about that when he was talking about benching and some of that stuff. He's doing cycles. I'm not, but we're both trying to do the same thing. But look at the content. Like, I know guys that have done shooting for him and other stuff. Where's the objectivity going to be? And it just gets even worse with Brandon Herrera, Kentucky Ballistics. Brandon Herrera I met personally at SHOT Show. I'm pretty sure I had more subs than he did at that point. I don't know, when did I go with Jaeger? 2016, 2017, whatever. Crap was off. Kentucky Ballistics, I sent him a message when he had like 600 subscribers. He was already, even though he's local to me, he's already too busy to collaborate with a channel that was over 10 times bigger than him. And then instantly, he gets sponsorship deals. I know the owner of Magnum Research personally. I spent an entire night arguing with the guy. I like him and his family for a lot of different reasons. And, but sure as hell ain't gonna get some sponsorship deals, right? Weird. Someone with 1,000 subscribers gets a sponsorship. Tim Kennedy is now the face of Sig Sauer and gets freaking sponsorship, is the face of every new little glowing BS company that pops up. They're making money. Look, listen, like, so the point is these people are a commercial. You are personally invested in a source for a commercial because you think that it's honest and grassroots because it's on YouTube, and that is the power of YouTube. You are literally paying to watch a commercial. Think of how genius that freaking is, that you are personally invested in a marketing team. So you're not going to see this because it's a freaking nightmare. I'm sick of this. I'm freaking sick of this. It's not fun to me anymore. If Deadfoot Arms sends me a part and the SCW 2.5 is a piece that is as reliable as it should be. I'll rock set the castle nut. I'll blue Loctite the end cap. And if I can go out here and freaking send it and take classes with it and it's good to go, I'll put a 10.5 from Palmetto State Armory on it with a pinned front sight block and probably some gay doggone handrail that goes around the front sight post on it, because that's what I think is cool, because that's what the group guys that I was working with in Afghanistan were running, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And now I still think it's cool, but it's overdone and gay now. You know, I'll probably go that route. And if they can't, if we don't get this issue resolved, then I'll tell you guys and I'll sell everything individually or together or something, lose the hundreds of dollars, countless hours of my time, all of this frustration, and I'll just run something that is freaking simple. And so at the end of the day, when it comes to what you invest in your training, in who you invest in what you are watching and where you're getting your information from, check this out. My dad would say that when you're trying to understand something complicated, over-exaggerate either end of the spectrum until it becomes simple to understand. This doesn't always work as a rule, guys. I'm not saying you can always do this, but it can be very effective. So, would you, 99.99999% of the people that have watched this far are not some tier 1 operators like you fantasize about. So you right now watching, if I drop you off in my woods, all right, with the newest, coolest gear and body armor, and the most Gucci rifle, okay, and I drop the tier 1 fantasy triple canopy, high-speed, door-kicking, probably New World Order freaking dirtbag, government-worshipping, highly trained POS, top of the gene pool, freaking 0.0001% genetic mutant freak athlete performer killer guy. If I drop him in there with you and he has a freaking high .9mm carbine and he's butt naked and you have 48 hours to kill each other, who do you think's going to win? Because if your answer is that guy at the absolute top of the spectrum, then why are you still spending money on a bunch of stupid bullcrap doodads and parts? You're like, oh, I gotta get the bad lever from Magpul. I've got to be able to blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm left-handed. I need it to be ambidextrous. I need a free float rail if I'm gonna shoot mid-level Bro, everybody in the military that's an actual door kicker shoots out to 300 meters and goes into combat without a free float rail and is running the most probably running, you know, as an airborne dude, we had a little more budget. My Colt M4 was a piece of crap, an absolute piece of trash. And yet I was actually out there with a target on my chest. Over here, I'm wearing ACUs. Come and shoot me. I'm not actually doing anything except for running around doing bullcrap PSYOP missions with PSYOPs, with 5th Group, with ODA, with whatever, just waiting to get a shot. Come out and shoot at me. And I had the most piece of crap rifle that Uncle Sam could afford. And you've been led to think that, oh, I need all of the newest, Gucciest bolt-ons. Stop it. Get the training that Mr. Super Soldier has. You get better. You go to tactical response. This is the other thing, my friend, nothing against him at all. I've heard a lot of people say this. I miss James Yeager. I wish I would have gone and trained with him. Well, guess what? James Yeager is living on tactical response. Go get some training. I promise you, the training that you get in 2 days to a week will be more valuable than a year in the military. I promise you. The only thing that you're not going to get at tactical response that you get in the military is a bit of the military mindset, which is learning how to be led by morons learning how to be hungry and cold and tired and still doing what you're told, and learning how to obey. All right, you're not going to get that as much. You're not going to learn how to be a sheeple as well in your privately paid training as you will in the military. But when it comes to skills, listen, in the military, somebody is waiting till beer 30 and doing the absolute minimum out there in 110-degree weather on some stupid range, teaching you things that he either knows or thinks is probably stupid, but he has to check all of the blocks. He has to do the bare minimum, get you through this class. He's waiting till beer 30. He's really hoping that he can get off a little bit early to try and get drunk and go cheat on his or her spouse. And he does not give a crap what you get out of the class. And all your peers are doing the exact same thing, except for a couple of motivated dudes. But guess what? Your motivated dudes are not going to be in there for very long, because your motivated, intelligent, physically capable dudes are either going to get out, they're going to go to SOCOM, they're going to go to Ranger Bat, they're going to go somewhere else, they're going to leave the line unit, and the people who are going to get promoted or brought in to lead you from TRADOC or anywhere else are the dregs at the bottom of the barrel who haven't quit or left yet as a regular dude. That's who's going to be in charge of you. And that's the person who's going to do the absolute bare minimum to train you. Focus, mindset, freaking tactics, skills, gear, guys. Mindset first. So you don't need to keep spending money on this crap. I know that it feels good, but if you actually mean it, it's going to get you killed. Go get the classes, go spend the time in the field. Freaking, I bet you outside of the people I know in training, I bet you out of 100 people that I know with ARs, I bet you 75 of them have not properly zeroed their AR. They probably don't have backup irons on their gun, and I bet you 99 out of 100 of them that have backup irons on them don't have those irons zeroed. So I'm here making videos that nobody wants to watch, that don't make you feel good about yourself, that don't make you want to go buy something to try and help you. And it's just going to piss 90% of the people off in the comment section below. And they're going to be like, bro, you don't know anything about that free float rail or training. You should have just joined the doggone military. All right. And 90% of the people are going to click away and go watch Flannel Daddy, and they're going to be like, oh, yes, I do need to buy a lever action in 3030 and put a free float rail on it, because in the zombie apocalypse, it would be so cool. I would look so cool if I had a lever action, and I was just out here all these people with their fancy kit, they're just loot drops. Me, I've never taken a train class in my life, but I know how to hunt. I've killed 2 deer at 600 yards each. I'm just going to wait out here, and it's just going to go perfect for me, and I'm just going to smoke those dudes with my lever action because I'm such a badass. I'm born different, bro. I got that dog in me. And yes, in your head, you think that when stuff happens, you're going to be at your best, and things are going to click in, and you're going to have adrenaline. I just see red, bro. And things are going to work out. It's not how things work out. When crap hits the fan, if you're actually a man who's going to pick up arms and do something, it's going to be when you're sick, brutally sore, injured, haven't slept in a long time, your heart's racing so fast that you can hardly freaking aim your crap. People are like, I just count my shots, bro, and I know exactly when my mag's going to be empty. You're retarded. Stop being ignorant. You have the ignorance. You have the opportunity to learn, and you're choosing not to take it. People are not out there taking training classes because they're like, oh, I just have to practice a few things first so I don't look bad in the training class. But bro, trust me, I'm a total badass. No, you know that you suck. you've never experienced combat or anything like it in your life, and you are able to think that you're going to go out there like Street Fighter because you haven't had your ass handed to you enough times to know how bad it hurts and what it's actually going to be like. And I love it when people are like, bro, you wouldn't say this to Tim Kennedy's face because he'd beat your... Yeah, Tim Kennedy would beat the crap out of me. I will never, if I ever find myself in a place where me and Tim Kennedy are in a room and we have to fight with our hands, I have done everything wrong. Everything wrong. If I were to ever have to fight any of these glowing pieces of trash and they know that I have to fight them, I've done everything wrong. So mindset, skills, tactics, gear, dudes. Freaking mindset's at the top and tactics is next. And your tactics and your skills and your gear, all of it will be wrong if the mindset is wrong. It's like Chad Enos in Caltech, and he asked me if I would recommend some stupid 5.56 freaking bullpup that they would have. Somebody did, and I just said no. And that person said, why? And I said, because the AR-15 exists. Because I'm talking about real stuff. This is a prepping channel. Chad Enos is offended by that. Oh, how dare you? Have you even shot? I don't need to shoot your piece of crap. Because if your mindset's right and you're looking for a practical gun and we're talking about prepping in combat, you would never even consider it. Just like you would probably never even consider this thing, this abomination that I've put together. I really wanted this to work, and I'm sick of trying to make stuff work or find this or that or the other. I'm about to have stacked and packed a whole freaking rack of basic, standard, cheap ARs and a bunch of extra bolts and bolt carrier groups and extra parts and stuff like that. And you know what? If those guns don't run, I know how to make them run. But it's the people who have no idea how the AR works. I've got people complaining about me talking about putting lube into the vent ports on your BCG because they're like, lube doesn't go in there. That's for the exhaust. They don't even know where those exhaust ports go or why you would put lube in there, but they think you shouldn't do that because that's where the exhaust goes. That's where the exhaust goes, so don't put oil in there. But maybe think about where those exhaust ports go, and if I squirt some oil in there, where does that oil get to? And also listen to the context of when I do it. Because, guys, you don't just lack cleaning your rifle and your rifle's completely gunked up and filthy and you're back at home and you're like, just gonna squirt a couple of squirts of oil into my freaking exhaust ports and then it'll be good. No, this is for like, your gun is physically slowing down. You can feel your bolt carrier group slowing down, your bolt unlocking slower, you're starting to have malfunctions, and you're like, crap, I'm going to take my little squirty squirt and give it a squirty squirt and get another 50 rounds out of here before my freaking combat loadout is up and hopefully live long enough to make it home to clean my rifle. That's what the squirty squirt is for. Or, more realistically, if you're going to be doing it, you're at a training class, high round count, your crap stops working as well, you don't have a backup rifle, and you want to make sure that you're in there for the next drill. A little squirty squirt in the exhaust ports, and guess what? You're back in the next drill and you're running your gun for the rest of the day and you're probably fine. And frickin' brownells, I need to do a frickin' video about this because it's so ignorant. It's so stupid. And I'm never going to get the freaking message across because people don't want the message. They want to be told what to buy. And I don't want to do videos telling people what to buy. I want to help people with mindset so that they can freaking make good decisions on their own, or at least not make bad decisions. Guys, if you go and you take good classes, the money that you spend on the classes will be less than the stupid guns and crap that you would have bought without the classes. I guarantee it. Go spend $1,000, get your butt to a class, and you will spend more than $1,000 on all of the bad levers and the stupid bull crap that you are going to buy. Even the, if you've got a normal barreled rifle and you've got a really expensive trigger in it, you're probably wrong. And if you go spend that money on training, you'll shoot all your guns better. Not just the gun you put the stupid trigger into. Doggone it. Why does the world have to work like this? The NPCs, why are the NPCs driving the market and driving the sales, and companies have to market to the NPCs, and that just creates more NPCs. And we're like, freaking, if you've got a little bit of experience in a brain, you're sitting here in a freaking drowning in a sea of NPCs, and they're all like, you're just a hater, bro, and you don't know what... All right, this has gotten out of hand, freaking. Guys, my knife brand, Exodus Knife and Tool, my knives are made in the USA, no questions asked, lifetime warranty on standard options. They're practical, utilitarian, versatile knives. Beach and Tactical is my rifle sling business. I designed a rifle sling in Afghanistan. I have some really cool ones in stock right now. I can always make them custom to order. They're all completely made by me. And for all of the people that still think that black is tactical, I'm going to make a whole bunch of them in black because that's what people want. But if you're watching my channel and you want something that is actually like practical and you might go pew-pew someday, don't buy black and paint your freaking gun. And tactical guns and products are not black. That's some intimidation, bullcrap, SWAT stuff that has to do with the government. When you see black, you're like, oh, it's an intimidation thing. This is a government unit. I'm in trouble. You don't want that. You don't want to purposefully stand out like when you're wearing ACUs because you represent something bigger than yourself, because you don't represent something bigger to yourself. Don't be seen at all. This has to stop now. So freaking whatever. Do the thing and whatever.